Hello and welcome back to Foodocracy Kitchens. This is Kalyan Karmakar, and with me I've got a very special friend of mine, Smita Dio. And I don't know if we should say like we are sort of even family friends over the years because our husband and my wife, they've worked together. He's a filmmaker, and of course my wife's a copywriter. Smita Dio herself is a fabulous cook and a lovely person. And today I've got her to join me and tell me about everything that you wanted to know about Sankranti in Maharashtra. So thanks so much, Smita, for
Thank
joining
you,
me.
Kalyan. And first of all, hello everybody, and wish you a very happy Makar Sankranti.
And so Smita has written a book from Karwar to Kolhapur, and which is like a collection of recipes. And my understanding is that in a way it captures her identity as well. Karwar is in, is it Goa or is it Karnataka? Or is it the border?
Karnataka. It borders
Yeah.
Karnataka and Goa.
And Kolhapur, of course, is in Maharashtra. And you're Saraswat, right?
Yeah, I'm a Saraswat. Yeah.
Okay, now before I start sort of decoding her and doing all the talking, so Smita, why don't you tell us a bit about your community, your different identities and all of that? Because let people understand that, you know, when we talk of Maharashtra, it's not just Vada Pav, but there's so much complexity to the state and the belt, you know, the Konkan belt.
So, basically, I come from Karwar, born and brought up in Mumbai. In fact, I'm a Bandra girl. And we lived, so I lived in a very dorky Makapau place, but our building, the place where we stayed in, we had a lot of Maharashtrians, a couple of Maharashtrian families who were our neighbors. And that's how we learned more about Makar Sankranti. You know, that's how I learned much more about Makar Sankranti. And, it was a festival to look forward for, because all the women in the building on a particular day, the date would be decided prior, and they used to have the Haldi Kumkum ceremony. And we little girls were invited to distribute the Tilgul ladus and the boars and the gifts and the suparis and the pan and the flowers. So for us, it was like a treat, you know, just distributing all the goodies to all the women who would be invited. And my dad's birthday used to fall during this phase, so my mother used to have her haldi kumkum on his birthday. And you know, it used to be like the function would begin at around 5 in the evening and would go on till late night dinners.
Wow.
With a party at the end of it, you know, and cutting a cake. So Sankranti is like a very has a lot of special memories for me. When I got married.
Sorry to interject. What is the Haldi Kumkum ceremony? Like, I know it happens in weddings for Bengalis. There's something called Gai Holud. So what is Haldi Kumkum ceremony?
So what they do is, so basically you invite all the women who are friends, or you know, your neighbors and relatives, and then it's like a get together. You know, you all meet up together. They just put haldi kumkum and they give you flowers and supari and pan, and you know, gifts, and special food is prepared. You know, something very interesting is cooked, and then they all sit and chat and talk, and you know, have a gala time, and they go. So this
what
is
are the special dishes? Yeah, that you make.
So my mom, because we are from South, my mom used to make idlis and you know, idlis and whatever South Indian thing that she would love to cook. But in Maharashtrians, there used to be tirache ladu. You know, I have to tell you something about Sankranti. But before Sankranti, there is this one day which is on the 13th, which is called Bhogi, which is also called
Lori. Can you spell it?
Bhogi, Bhogi. Okay.
Bhogi.
Now on Bhogi, what tends to happen is they say that this is a day where you shed off all your inhibitions, or it's a time to begin a new start in your life. So this particular day, we make it a point to have a head bath. Like my mom used to say, today is Bhogi, please have a head bath. You know, so you've washed off all your sins for the entire year, and you're beginning your year in a new way, afresh. So yesterday we all did that, and then we had the Bhogichi Bhaji and Bajrichi Bhakri with til.
So what is the Bhogichi Bhaji?
So bhogichi bhaji is basically all the seasonal vegetables that you get in this particular month. So we have the harbhara, which is the green chickpeas. Then you have the val. Then you have the you call it papri and
Papri, yeah, which is part of
papri
the.
also. Yeah, ghevra. Ghevra is also one vegetable that you add. Then you have the bengan, the potatoes, the carrots. You add bore to it to give it that little tangy taste. And you basically boil these, saute these vegetables, boil it. And then you have a masala made with coconut, jaggery, and sesame seeds.
Oh,
So
wow.
during this season, sesame seeds, I think, plays a very, very important role, you know.
It's a bit like
So
Lodi in Punjab also, the sesame,
yeah,
the til.
yeah. So this is what we did yesterday. So for lunch, we had a bhogichi bhaji with bajrichi bhakri made with til. Now, basically, the reason why bhogichi bhaji is like, by the way, an undio. It's a
I was about
amalgamation
to
of,
ask you that. I was
yeah,
about to ask that. Is
yeah.
it similar?
Yeah, it is
And
quite similar to the
and then
undio.
there's the Pathare Prabhu Ghara,
Yeah,
which is
yeah.
also in the same sort of thing,
Yes,
but of course
but bhala
different tasting. Yeah.
absolutely. So this particular bhogichi bhaji is little sweet, sour, and spicy, and a little nutty because of the peanut and the tea, the coarse teal powder that we put. So now,
Which makes it different. Which makes
yeah,
it
which
different
makes
from the
it a little
Gujarati ondiyu.
sweet. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Like Gujaratis just sprinkle the, I believe they sprinkle the teal onto the vegetable. Here
Yeah.
we grind it along with the roasted peanuts.
So it's like a
And make it
chutney.
like, yeah, like a chutney, and we add it to the bhogichi bhaji. So basically, this bhogichi bhaji and the basic sesame seeds that are used is basically to bring a lot of warmth in your body, and it
Wow.
also is very nutritious. You know, because now the winters have just kind of set in, and for us in Mumbai, it doesn't make a damn difference. But as the tradition goes on, you know, we follow the traditions, but it basically brings in a lot of warmth into your body, you know. So
So
that's why,
Kolhapur is your husband's side,
yeah, Kolhapur is
and
my husband.
it does get cold in Kolhapur in winter, or
Of course, it does
yes.
it gets very cold in Kolhapur as well. Yeah.
Hmm.
So, but I believe this year Mumbai has been much more better than Pune and Kolhapur, is what I was
Really?
told by
Really?
relatives. Yeah.
Hmm.
Which is surprising. Yeah, so this is what we did yesterday. And then today, you normally wear black. I haven't yet figured out why do we wear black on this particular day, but we all wear black clothes, and then we fly kites in the evening. Now,
I
this
wish I
is
knew
very
that. I wish I knew that. So I wore a shirt with a bit of a saffron tinge to it.
hint of black on it. Yeah.
No,
So,
saffron tinge, but yeah, there is gray. I love wearing black. Maybe I should stop the interview, change it to black, and come back next time, next Sankranti.
There's this very interesting thing that happens during Sankranti. One is a newly married bride. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So a newly married bride is adorned in a black sari, and all the jewelry is made with tirgul.
Oh.
So there is a crown of tirgul. You know, there are these earrings made of tirgul, necklaces made of tirgul, bangles.
Wow. So by tirgul, you mean sesame and jaggery, the combination of sesame and jaggery.
No. That is tiracha ladu. You know that white little tirgul that you get in the market?
The sesame seed.
No, this is, it's sugar. These are basically little sugar.
So like a sugar candy sort of thing.
Yeah, it's a sugar candy, which is white, sometimes pink and yellow in color. They add a color to it.
Yes.
You will get it now in any of these local stores.
Yeah, you in Bengal, you get it on Lakshmi Puja, which is after Durga Puja, the Kajiguri Lakshmi Puja.
Yeah.
Yes.
So on this particular day, you have the newly bride dressed up in black, and then she's adorned with all the jewelry that is made with, tirgul. And then she's taken to her mother's house, and, you know, then she's fed food, and, you know, she's also worshipped on that particular day, and then got back home. So that's what they did to me also, which was very new to me and unique for me, because in my mom's house, this doesn't happen.
This is the Maharashtrian side.
Yes. This is very typically Maharashtrian. And also there's something called a Borhan. So when a child is born and it's his first Sankranti,
Okay.
So that's the time when you invite a lot of children, and then how you have a koi bag on birthdays where
Yeah,
you
yeah,
fill
yeah.
it with goodies. Here you fill it with boar, and you fill it with lots of sweets and little treats and stuff like that. And then you just pour that whole thali on that little child.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so these
Wow.
two things are done during this Sankranti phase.
I had no idea. So we've
Yeah.
heard of edible flowers. So this is edible jewelry.
Yeah, it's edible as well, as long as you don't eat the cardboard that it's attached on.
So it depends on how sumptuous the rest of the lunch
Yeah,
or the
yeah,
meal was. You know, since
absolutely.
I've been talking to different people about Sankranti rituals, so a couple of things which struck me in common. So I thought I must share with you, and maybe you know. So I was talking with Chef Praveen Anand of ITC Hotels. So he said
Yeah,
on Pongal, the first day actually starts with cleaning of the house, which means that throwing all the rubbish out of your
yes,
life.
yes,
And
yes,
you said that in your case it's the head bath, and
yeah,
then you were talking about the bhogichi bhaji,
yeah,
and actually even Bimba Naik, who's Pathare Prabhu Maharashtrian, she was saying
yes,
that all the communities in this area have a similar sort of mixed vegetables, slow cooked stew,
yeah,
so to speak, on Sankrant. And earlier
yes.
this afternoon, I had there's a Gujarati home chef I've just come across named Ami Vyas. So she'd sent some
Okay.
undiu. So
Oh,
I actually did Sankrant, even if I didn't have the pite party shapta, which my granny would make.
oh,
I love these combinations or these connections which happen. Also, another
yeah,
interesting thing which struck me was that Mumbai is considered to be a slightly cold city because we are a very hardworking city,
yeah,
and with increasing urbanization and buildings coming up and apartments coming up, there's not that much of connection, even between neighbors and stuff. It changed a bit for us during the pandemic, and I think that we got a bit more aware of our neighbors and friends. This thing, but the ritual which you said of the haldi kumkum and all of that is such a nice way of the entire, the building or the society coming together, where people are actually neighbors. They're not necessarily family, friends. Lovely binder,
yes.
isn't it?
Yeah, but you'll be surprised that this tradition still follows in most parts of Mumbai, especially Dadar, Girgaon,
The
where
Maharashtrian
you
parts.
have a lot of Maharashtrian oriented population. You have these rituals going on, even in Villeparle East. And
Yes.
in fact, now I've already got a couple of invites, for this season. So it's interesting that but you know what, even where I live in Lokhandwala, we do have certain festivals where we all meet together, where we women meet together. One such thing is your Karwa Chauth.
Why? But why only women? Why not the us? Why not the men?
Well,
Like I'm
well,
assuming
the
the
men
kids
join in
also.
later.
Okay.
The men join in later. So yeah, so that's I think it's a very personal thing, and it depends on not exactly which part of the city you are, but it depends on how you want to celebrate and what you would want to do about the festival. So I believe that you can be anywhere, any part of the world, and celebrate. In the
Yeah, I'm
very
sure like
traditional.
Maharashtrians across the world must be celebrating it in some form or the other the way they can. Um,
Absolutely. Especially people who are living abroad, they
hmm.
special they celebrate it even more because they want to feel back to their roots.
Yeah,
So
I believe that people, when they move out, they tend to be more traditional than those who stayed behind.
exactly, absolutely true,
No, I, I,
absolutely true.
I really love the menu which you were talking about because,
Mhm.
today we talk about things like sustainability, superfoods, and all of that. And I'm glad that we are thinking that way. I mean, to be honest, I don't think I really thought of food that way, but now I am. Maybe it's part of growing up. But, the Bhogichi Bhaji you said, which is all about seasonal vegetables. So they're not trying to get a vegetable which is not there, or they're not importing avocado,
No,
broccoli,
everything
or
is
whatever.
it's a local produce basically.
Yeah. Then you said the bajrichi bhakri,
Yeah,
right? So
yeah,
bajri is millets, the
yes,
bajra, and now we are sort of awakening to the super grain concept, but it was already there
it has
in a
always been there. It's always been there. Like
and like you said, sesame for warming the body.
yeah, and also it's extremely nutritious you
Mhm.
know So I make it a point to have at least 2 tilache ladu every day, and I don't care about my weight at that point of time. I say absolutely fine. But yeah, I think I have very strongly believed in the fact about you are what you eat. So in fact, the last couple of months I have been following this Ayurveda way of eating, and trust me, it's made so much of a difference. Where I'm eating local, I'm eating seasonal, I'm eating what's suiting my body,
Yes.
and eating everything that can be easily cooked at home, and it's like
Yes.
a balanced meal. It's not that I'm eliminating carbs or I'm eliminating my ghee or anything. Everything is there, but everything is in a balance. I think that's very important in today's time, to have a balanced meal.
I think one saw the value of that a bit during the pandemic, because in the beginning of the pandemic, a lot of us, we didn't have house help. We didn't have the access to the sort of pantries we had before. So we just had to see what the bhajiwala or the vegetable cart had. I mean, there was hardly any fish or chicken and all that available also. Also, since we were cooking and cleaning, so like you said, like
Yeah,
not too many dishes, what's sustainable. But I think it's pushed us back to that way of living, which I think,
absolutely.
which I think we are appreciating. I mean, I don't know
Yes.
about you,
No, of course
but
I am. Of course. But you know what, Kalyan will be very surprised. I've always, though, today's children do love all the continental food and the Italians and your Mexican and your Chinese. But in my house, we make it a point to eat more of home cooked local food.
yes,
That's one thing that I've even told my son, who's 22 now, that yeah, I know you exercise, you need your bit of protein, but we do have enough protein in our regular meals as well, so you can focus on that as well. So we pretty much cook very simple, home cooked, uh, you know exotic food, as you can call it, using all the local produce. And I think we're all doing very well. In fact, I think this pandemic has taught us a lot of
yes,
you know of of eating local, eating simple, you know
absolutely. In
yeah,
fact, a couple of years back, I started this myself, and I used to call it hashtag Little Jack Horner meals, because you know the nursery rhyme, Little Jack Horner
yeah,
would sit in a corner and
yeah,
say, "What a good
yeah,
boy am I." Because this is not the
yeah.
sort of food I would eat. So I was saying that okay, if I'm having karela, lauki, bajra, then I deserve a pat on my back.
Absolutely,
But
absolutely.
so there must be a lot of childhood memories for you about Sankranti. So is this something that you'd like to share? Of course, you were telling me about how all of you kids would wait for the aunties to get all their food out and stuff. But
Yeah,
say, for
so
example, did you take part in the preparation of the food, or would
yeah,
you just wait?
of course, yeah. So um, uh, what used to happen was all the women used to meet up before the 10th of January, and they would choose their dates on which they want to do the Haldi Kumkum. Mostly it
Okay.
used to be a Friday or a Saturday evening. And the menu used to be planned, and what gifts each one is going to be giving, so that it doesn't clash. I mean, something very simple. It could be just like a spoon set, or, it just could be something very simple.
A token,
But
yeah,
yeah, it's
but
just a
thought is
token.
going into it.
Yeah,
Thought is going into it.
and
It's not
thought
that you
would be,
then,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. And the fun thing was everybody dressed in black, and organizing, going to
Now
the
I'm feeling
market.
really bad. I want to go back and get a black shirt and come outside.
You can wear it
No,
for
no,
the
go ahead.
next one.
Sorry.
So,
Yeah.
going to the market with your mother to pick up the gajras, and, the tilka laddus being made, and the boards. And, that time, all the women would want to show off the silverware they had at home. So everything, used to be, plated in a silver dish or a silver bowl, and served in silver plates. So, it was very exciting to see. It used to be like, how we have excitement during Diwali. It was a
Yes.
similar feeling for us. आज शिंदे आंटी के घर पे है, कल सावंत आंटी के घर पे है. One day it's at my house, one day it's at Mrs. Salvi's house. And there used to be a lot of, and the thing was, the variety of food used to be not much, because that time many of them didn't have house help. So there used to
Hmm.
be probably one or two dishes, and tea, coffee served. So, for filling the plates, or, just laying the buffet on the table. or all that used to be very exciting. And for me to come back from school and just to chuck that uniform and the bag and to get dressed and go was like very exciting, very
So,
exciting.
would you say that it's probably one of the most intimate gatherings, but like probably even more than Ganpati, Ganesh Chaturthi, is that,
Yes,
or
very,
Gudi
very
Padwa?
intimate.
Because is it
Yeah,
more like interpersonal, more bonding?
yes, yeah,
Wow.
absolutely. Yeah,
You know,
absolutely.
I've lived in Mumbai for, I don't know, 20, 21 years, but it never
Okay.
struck me that Sankranti is, because even when you say the Gudi Padwa, that Gur Gur, what's the saying exactly? The phrase that there's a particular
Tilgul,
Maharashtra.
Tilgul Gilani, God God Bola. You talking about that?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's also with Gudi Padwa, right?
No, that is with Sankranti.
Okay,
Tilgul
okay.
Gilani, God God Bola. Amcha Tilgul Sandu Naka, Amchashi Kadi Bhandu Naka. This is what they normally say.
What
So
does it
today
mean?
it means that you take the Tilgul and just keep talking sweetly to everybody. Don't drop the Tilgul and don't fight with me.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
Well, you know, I've been doing a lot of interviews today. So in between,
Yeah.
Ami Vyas had sent some Tilgul ladus also. So
Yeah.
I had half a ladu to sort of get some energy. But I think now
Yeah.
that, it gives so much significance because it's like sweet words coming out of your,
Yeah,
uh,
absolutely. Like
that's,
today, I
that's,
went down. I go for a walk early in the morning, and today at 6:30 in the morning, there is this Gujarati lady in my building called Parek Aunty. She came down to meet all of us who go for an early morning walk with the til ladus,
wow,
and she
how
was
sweet.
distributing it to everyone in the morning. It was so sweet of her to do
That's
that. I
wonderful.
said, Auntie, I'm going for a walk. I want to go empty stomach. She said, No, you will eat this and go.
And a
So
little
it was,
Til is like good energy. That's.
yeah, it is. It is absolutely, yeah. But it was just, it was
Have
very
you ever?
touching of her to do that.
Yeah, yeah. And especially in these times where we've been, we talk of social distancing, but I think the emotional connection is very important.
Is very, very much, very much.
Have you ever had the opportunity of spending Sankranti outside of Mumbai, like Kolhapur or anywhere like that in Maharashtra? Have you had
Uh,
the or
I
are the rural practices different, or
No,
in the
they're
other
pretty
cities,
much the same. They're pretty
whether
much
it's
the same. Yeah.
whether it's a village or whether it's Pune, Kolhapur,
Wherever,
Mumbai,
yeah,
everywhere?
it is pretty much the same. There's not much of a difference. In fact, I have been to Pune once for a Haldi Kunku function,
Wow.
and yeah, it was just that it's just more or less the same. There's nothing much different. It's just the same. In fact, yeah.
I like what I found interesting what you said about the Gujarati lady giving out till ladus on
Yeah.
Sankranti. So when you have these Haldi Kumkum ceremonies, especially in a city like Mumbai, where even in areas like Dadar and so on, there are people from different communities. So is it
Yeah.
something which sticks on to the Maharashtrian community per se, the gathering? Or is it like Ganesh Utsav where people call everyone they know to their house regardless?
This Haldi Kumku is more related to Maharashtrians, is what I have figured out. And even we Saraswats from Karnataka, we do that as well. But in Mumbai, you will find a lot of Maharashtrians, mostly Maharashtrians, doing a Haldi Kumku. And you'll be quite surprised that I have friends who are pretty young. And even they believe in this tradition. In fact, I think they are just looking out for a reason to, socialize.
Decca.
So, yeah, so it's pretty exciting.
Well, I mean, you're young as well, but I know what you mean. That like the new generation coming out
The newer
uh,
generation, yeah.
is no. Before I sort of end this, I want to ask you something which is maybe a bit reflective also because we've been through the year of the pandemic and we are starting new year now. And Sankranti, like you said, is so much about discarding the past and looking forward. So, any thoughts which you have about what we went through and what is the approach towards life that you plan to take now? The new life in a way that is starting.
Uh, Actually, there's a lot to say on this. I don't know whether we have the time for it,
Go ahead,
but
go ahead, go ahead. We all need to learn. One of my
um,
favorite sayings, for example, in Buddhism, the philosophy which I follow is winter turns to spring, which Sankranti
yeah,
is all about. So I would love to hear
yeah,
your thoughts.
yeah.
Uh,
So I think you know, what has happened in this pandemic, people have had time for themselves,
Yes.
and a lot of realization has happened to many of them. Also, there are a lot of people who I know who have changed their way of living, you know, who have suddenly started feeling that we do not need these kind of luxuries and gone back to being simple. Like, you know, I think they have incorporated a lot of simplicity in their lives, which, you know, be it in the way of living or even food.
Yes.
I have families and even friends who cook an array of dishes for a meal. Even in my house, it used to be like this, you know, where you have a sukha bhaji, a rasa wala sabzi, a salad, or a leafy vegetable, dal, rice, roti, everything. During this pandemic, we all realized that, you know, we don't know what we're going to get in the next
Yes.
week for our food. So might as well just start saving, stocking, and you know, keep it simple.
And
So
just to add to that, sorry, Smita, and we actually, I must say that we are the more fortunate sections of society, and
absolutely,
yet we felt like that. I mean, we felt the same thing which you did, you know.
yeah. Also, for me, this was a time to reach out to a lot of people, because you know, there were so many of my friends who we weren't in touch with, or we lost touch. You know, we it somehow happened that we got reconnected with each other. Also, at this point of time, I'd like to specifically say this, that there are a lot of people who went through a lot of psychological issues,
Yes,
you know,
yes, yes.
which I felt very responsible at certain times to just hear people out. You know, me, I definitely couldn't do much about it because I'm not what do you call it, a psychiatrist.
Counselor.
Yeah, so even hearing out people with the issues that they were facing, you know, and just it just made me feel, it just satisfied me to another level that I was of some use to someone. And you'll be surprised, the number of people that I have connected with in this pandemic is unbelievable, from every part of the world, you know. So it's actually been quite fulfilling. Also, uh, you know,
I must say,
sometimes,
I'm sure it made a difference to people's lives.
yes, it did. It did. In fact, I've made such amazing friendships over this, you know, and not just that, but I think, you know, we all, each and every individual around me also, not just me, has learned how to lead a very simple, basic life,
Yes.
you know, where what I mean, sometimes you just realize that the frills that you add to your lifestyle are just so unwanted.
Hmm.
So I think, and the best part is, especially people who live in cities and you know, who are so busy with their work life, just do not have any time to spend at home, or pursue anything that they've always wanted to. I think this has been a great time for all of us to you know, pursue what we never thought we could do, or spend a lot of time with the family. Like my son, my husband, we used to play cards, and we used to paint. And in fact, you'll be surprised, Abhinay has turned such a fine baker.
You're
You know,
talking
he's
Abhinay
been
Deo, the filmmaker.
and he's been baking birthday cakes for all his friends and their children. So and very professional. So I was pretty impressed by that as well. Yeah,
I
in
hope he
fact,
takes them to the set when he shoots.
well, he's not yet started that, but I'm sure he
When he
will.
does, yes.
Yeah, but he's
Yeah.
been baking amazing breads at home.
Oh
He made
wow.
this pumpernickel bread one day, and you know,
Wow.
pizzas. He makes amazing pizzas at home.
Wow.
Yeah, so there's been a lot of you know, lot of fun in the kitchen as well. You know, we're all together cooking something. Like my son is probably in charge. Like my son made an amazing banoffee pie.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah,
People are
I
making
have
banana
never,
bread. He's made banoffee pie.
yeah, yeah, he made a banoffee pie, and it was outstanding, you know. So yeah, I think everyone's become cooks in this pandemic, and getting to realize their potentials as well. So yeah, all in all, it's been good. In fact, I have to tell you this, that suddenly when things got a little better and work started coming back to what it used to be, and nobody at home just pushed me off for a bit, where I felt that shit, I'm alone again,
I
you know.
know, I know.
Yeah. So, but I guess this is another phase which we'll all have to deal with and get back to our work and our old ways of, living. So yeah, it's been pretty much good, in fact, for us.
I agree with you. Like as one started taking the first steps outside, to give up, and also the fact that the food and the kitchen became central to our houses. Uh,
Absolutely.
But the biggest message I took out of what you said, and you said some really lovely stuff, is the smile. Because we've all met earlier in pressured situations and traffic and this, that, and events, and I've always felt that all of us, you, me, everyone, all our friends in the food fraternity, we always just running, and
Yeah.
we have spouses who are in such busy business industries, but the fact that you've got so much of inner peace and the smile shows it. I think to me this is like this you said, the sweetness of the till in the Makar Sankranti, and
Yes.
the message we can
Absolutely.
take from this festival ahead.
Yes. Yes.
So thank you so much, and
Thank you. It was such a
and
pleasure talking to you.
I know, and next time I'm going to wear my black, and whenever like you ladies are done with the haldi kumkum and the food is being laid out,
In
I'll be
fact,
there.
if I, for one of, if I feel it is okay to take you there, I will request my friend to invite you as well, just for you to see what happens there.
I would love to. See, I have studied sociology in college. Then
Okay.
I started my career as a qualitative market researcher. I do food writing
Okay.
and blogging. So I'm used to being in surroundings where it's mainly women and only one or two guys. So,
Yes, I remember meeting you at the Bhaji Tarkari day where we were all women and you were the only man.
yeah, proudly making my granny's potato curry.
Yes,
Your
and
son
that
loves
is
now.
Luke's favorite, by the way.
Your son's favorite. Thank you so much. Take care,
Thank
and
you. Thank you.
very, very happy Sankranti to all three of you at
Thank
home.
you. Same to you and to Kainas as well.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.